就是不要放啊。
就是不要放，就是要你打电话给我们，打电话给我们。
After the strong demand at River Green and Promenade Peak, the third launch is finally here, the Zyon Grand. This highly anticipated development brings innovative design, premium provision, and is located at the prime River Valley location.
It's shaping up to be the next big opportunity and highlight in the market. So let's dive in and see what makes Zyon Grand so exciting. To start off, we'll explore the design inspiration for Zyon Grand, giving you insight into the vision behind its unique architecture. So the overall design concept draws inspiration from our Singapore national flower, the Vanda Miss Joachim orchid. So the entire architecture evokes the graceful motion of blooming petals, artfully arranged with the mindful precision of Ikebana, all grounded in the timeless principle of Japanese aesthetics.
The design of Zyon Grand features more curves and greener nature-inspired feel, making it more relaxing and visually appealing to everyone.
So we look at the overall facade for the Zyon Grand. You have the dawn and the day views. It's pretty beautiful, iconic facade, yes? The Zyon Grand is developed by the joint developers by CDL and Mitsui Fudosan. So for CDL, a lot of us are very familiar with it. They are one of the very prominent developers in Singapore, spanning across 168 locations and 29 countries. And for Mitsui Fudosan, you'll probably be very familiar with the Tokyo Disneyland, and this is actually developed by them. They also have a global presence over in the United States, United Kingdom, China, Taiwan, Southeast Asia, India, and Australia.
Zyon Grand is developed in partnership with top-class consultants such as the world-class architect Nikken Sekai from Japan and Singapore's leading architect ADDP. Now, some of the iconic projects of Nikken Sekai includes the iconic Tokyo Sky Tree, as well as the One Zabil in Dubai, where it features a unique, beautiful cantilever. For Singapore, ADDP has actually developed quite a few of our iconic buildings, such as the Irwell Hill Residences and the Union Square Residences.
Other top-class consultants, in terms of the landscape consultant, we have EcoPlan Asia. They actually did the landscape for Irwell, Norwood Grand. And if you're also familiar with Park Esta, Jadescape, and Lytton Green, they are also the landscape consultant for this project as well. And we have them over here at Zyon Grand. So our project interior designer, we have the second edition Private Limited, who did the Ori as well as the Union Square Residences, and Warhub, who is the main builder for Zyon Grand.
Similar to previous videos, we will cover the facts, sites and floor plans, and the comparative market analysis of Zyon Grand.
So before that, if you want to stay ahead with the latest new launch insight, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's dive into Zyon Grand.
Let's have a look at the location map of Zyon Grand as well as the nearby government land sales. Now, we will not be diving too deep into the GLS details this time since we have already covered them in our previous video, River Green versus Promenade Peak. Both River Green and Promenade Peak has already launched in August this year, and if you want a full breakdown, just check out the link in the description box. At a quick glance, Zyon Grand actually has the lowest land price among the GLS launches in the area. So will this mean that it could be the most competitively priced development too? Let's have a closer look.
So let's take a look at the breakdown over at the government land sales for the projects right here. So for Zyon Grand, the residential units is about 706 units, excluding the service apartments, which is the SA2. If you include the service apartment, which is about 373 units, in total at Zyon Grand we have 1079 units. Comparing to River Green, which is 524 units, Promenade Peak we have 596 units. So as we mentioned earlier, this two project has already launched, but if you're interested to find out what are the current available units, do DM us.
Next, let's have a look at Zyon Grand's details, and we've also put in Promenade Peak for comparison since the land is seated side by side. Now, Zyon Grand is located at 3 and 5 Kim Seng Road with a 99 years lease. It has a land size of about 164,000 square feet, and this is actually the largest among the 5 GLS that's in the River Valley area. So with that, we are also looking at one of the largest development among the 5 GLS with 706 units. This is the highest floor on Zyon Grand is actually 62 floor, just one floor short of Promenade Peak. And in terms of car park lots, Zyon Grand has about 84% ratio of car park lots to residential units, so slightly higher compared to Promenade Peak. The expected TOP date for Zyon Grand will be around 2032.
So let's look at the overall unit breakdown over at Zyon Grand. With a total of 706 units, we have about 83% that is allocated for the 1-bedroom to the 3-bedroom unit type. So if we deep dive into the unit type, the smaller units such as the 1+ study all the way until to the 3-bedroom deluxe, which is about 861 square feet. This stands around 67% in Zyon Grand. And this unit type will likely to be appeal to more of the investors, singles, or the upgraders. years. So from the 3-bedroom premium plus study, which is about 1055 square feet onwards, to the 4 and 5 bedroom, it stands about 33% on the overall units in Zyon Grand. So if you take a look at the 4-bedroom and the 5-bedroom over at Zyon Grand, it stands about 17%. So even the smallest 4-bedroom premium at 1421 square feet, it comes with the private lift. Okay, so Lux owners who are looking at sizes at about like 1004 square feet, these are a very good size unit at with only 40 units for the 4-bedroom, and the 4-bedroom Supreme Plus study, they only have 18 units. Okay, 5-bedroom Supreme with private lifts, there's only 18 units as well. Okay, and then we have the penthouse unit, which is only just one floor plate, very good size, 2,659 square feet and 2,756 square feet.
And also, if you look at recent luxury launches such as the Robertson Opus and the Promenade Peak, we actually see good take-up rate for the 4-bedroom type of similar size. That means in the range of about 1,004 to about 1,006 square feet. So in fact, the 4-bedroom at Robertson Opus has already been fully sold, and more than half of the 4-bedroom at Promenade Peak has been sold as well. So we will not be surprised if the 4-bedroom units will be the first to move during the launch. So if you look at the unit breakdown, just for comparison between Zyon Grand and Promenade Peak, at first glance it seems that Zyon Grand seems to lean more towards the larger 3 to 5 bedroom types. But as mentioned, if you take a closer look at the 3-bedroom, actually they are the more compact size of 818 square feet, and this is definitely smaller compared to Promenade Peak, which actually starts from 1033 square feet. So with this smaller 3-bedroom at Zyon Grand, they don't come with household shelter, but it will make the price more accessible and appealing to both the investors and upgraders who want to enter into the prime central location.
So let's take a look at the overview of Zyon Grand. So Zyon Grand stands with 3 towers over here. It's like 3 beautiful orchids right at this River Valley area. Okay, it has 2 blocks of tower up to about 62 story high, and the long service apartment 2 stands at about like 36 story high. Okay, so each of the 2 towers, which is block 3 and block 5, they have 2 sky gardens each. So in total, there's 4 sky gardens over at Zyon Grand. At the level 1, we also have what we call it the Zyon Galleria. They have the restaurants, F&Bs, supermarket, and the early childhood development center. And for this project itself, it actually sits atop the Havelock MRT. So residents who are staying here, you can really have that connectivity and convenience towards the train station. So if you take a look at the connectivity, so right at the Havelock MRT is just 1 stop towards the Great Wall, and then 2 stops to the Orchard Interchange, where we have the Igon Orchard, and 4 stops to Marina Bay as well as our CBD area. And then 1 stop from Zyon Grand, will be 1 stop to the Ocean Park, where you have our Singapore General Hospital, our campus, right there. Of course, if you take a look at the Thomson East Coast Line all the way up north, you can actually go over to the Johor Bahru, or all the way south, you can actually hit towards our Terminal 5. Okay, or rather just within our River Valley area, our Havelock Great Wall area, it's just 7 to 9 minutes walk towards the Robertson Quay and towards the Chong Bahru side. Okay, and just within our location itself, there's also 4 food centers. We have the Rio Crescent, the Havelock, Zyon, Riverside Hawker, as well as our Chong Bahru Market. Okay, and within here, we're also looking at a 1 kilometer to the River Valley Primary School.
Let's have a look at the surrounding of Zyon Grand and what you could potentially be looking at if you were to purchase a unit over there. So with the 2 blocks 3 and 5, they are mainly oriented towards the north-south direction. Now towards the north will be where Great World City is, Centennial Suites and Mirage Towers are. They are basically about 33 story to about 35 story. So if you're on a higher floor, more or less you will clear these buildings. Except for, of course, Great World, because right beside you is Promenade Peak. But what the developer has very thoughtfully done is they have anchored block 3 slightly, so at least you're not looking directly into Promenade Peak. Okay, if you look at block 5, it is more on angled towards east side, so it's like a northeast side where you are actually overlooking into the Singapore River. So basically the north-facing units will have the Singapore River view. And if you look towards the south, that's where the CBD and the Sentosa-facing units will be. Now do note that the Holiday Inn is estimated around about 27 stories, so to really have a good view, you have to buy above that.
High floors to really see the southern seas. But otherwise, the block-to-block distance from Zyon Grand to the surrounding buildings, it's at least around 100 over meters away.
Next, let's have a look at the Zyon Grand site plan. So the entrance to the development will be from Kim Seng Road and the exit will be via Zyon Road. If you look at it in the 2 buildings, each level has got 6 units. So basically 6 stacks in each building. On top of the building at Block 3 and Block 5, which is on the 62nd story, that's where each of the penthouse sits. One is above stack 1 and 2, and at Block 5 is actually above stack 7 and 8. If you look at it, there's actually two main pools. One would be a 50-meter lap pool. This lap pool actually has a very nice landscape and has got an unobstructed view. There's actually two barbecue pavilion, which is located beside the 50-meter lap pool. So this barbecue area, actually, it overlooks a very nice grand lawn, which will give you the feeling of openness, and then when you invite your guests, it feels very luxurious. Following that, if you look, there is a tennis court. So with the tennis court, it can be converted into two pickleball courts. So this is the craze now, pickleball is everywhere. So the developer has thoughtfully actually put it in as well. It is also relatively family oriented. There is a kids pool. There's actually a play deck, and in terms of function room, there are three main function rooms, with the largest being the Club Gourmet, and there's two other function rooms called the Club Social and the Club Culinary. Now there is also yoga room, a fitness suite, a media room, and games room. So on the overall, if you look at the facilities that's available in this development, they are both for families and also for those that's seeking a lifestyle.
Looking at this residential vehicular access, like what Vera has mentioned, you actually enter from the Kingsing Road and you actually exit from the Zyon Road. Okay, so if you look at Block 5 over here, so at Block 5, that is where you will actually exit or enter from the Havelock MRT station just right below Block 5. So this is very convenient, very connected to town and to everywhere that you want to go.
And I think one good thing about this development is that the two buildings are of a good distance apart. They are about 32 meters apart. And that being said, you don't have any units that's looking directly into each other. So you have good privacy for almost all the units that you are going to choose. Next, let's have a look at the Zyon Grand elevation chart. Now, we are not looking to dive deep into this elevation chart because we don't want to bore you. But just one thing that we want to highlight is that the 5-bedroom and the 4-bedroom Supreme, which is the larger 4-bedroom, actually runs from level 44 all the way to level 61. So it is a bit similar to Promenade Peak, whereby the premium 4 and 5 bedrooms and those with private lift, the 3-bedroom private lift, they are all actually starts from a very, very high story of 40 over stories.
So if you look at the Block 3 and Block 5, towards the northern side, that is where you have the 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, as well as the compact 3-bedroom that is facing towards the northern side. So all this unit type all goes all the way up to the 62nd story. So if you're looking to buy the smaller units that goes from 40 to 50 over floor, which you cannot buy over at Promenade Peak, you can actually take a look right here at the Zyon Grand. Okay, but on the southern side, which is stack 1, 2, 7, and 8, these are the bigger unit types, from the bigger 3-bedroom premium, okay, to the 4-bedroom and the 5-bedroom. So you can actually look at these stacks towards the southern side.
So just to put what Christine has just said into perspective, we actually compared we placed the elevation chart of Promenade Peak and Zyon Grand side by side, so you understand what we are actually talking about. So if you look at Promenade Peak, actually from 44 story onwards all the way to 63 story, these are for the premium and the larger units. So that means the 3-bedroom premium unit, the 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom premium unit that comes with private lift. Now, if you're looking at 1-bedder, 2-bedder, and a compact 3-bedroom, then the highest floor you can purchase is actually up to 42nd story at Promenade Peak. The thing about Zyon Grand here is that even if you're looking for the smaller compact unit, you can actually go all the way up to 62nd story. Of course, that being said, there are also the 5-bedrooms, the 4-bedroom premium. They are actually situated 44 story and above. So these premium units actually, they command definitely a very unobstructed view.
Let's look into the floor plans. And for today, we want to actually compare the floor plans between Zyon Grand and Promenade Peak. And of course, one of the key reasons is because these two developments are side by side. And as a buyer yourself, if you want to take a look at Zyon Grand, you would definitely probably want to compare with Promenade Peak. So let's start off with the 1+ study. Okay, so the smallest unit over at Zyon Grand is the 1+ study, which is at 474 square feet. Okay. You will notice that it's very squarish, longish layout. You have a galley kitchen, and then you have a study tucked in one corner. So the master bedroom, you have actually have access to the master bathroom, and then the guest who comes over to your house in the living area, they can also access the master bathroom without entering from your master bedroom. But you want to take note that for Zyon Grand, there is no balcony for the smaller unit because the developer wants to give really more space and size for the 1-bedroom unit.
So moving on to Promenade Peak, the 1+ study is slightly bigger. It's about 50 square feet bigger. One thing that you'll notice is that it's definitely the kitchen area. So once you come in fact, the kitchen area will appear much wider because there is two sides. One is where the sink is, where the washer drying is, and on the opposite side, you have the fridge and where you can cook. Do note that our plans are actually not to scale, and at this moment we don't have a breakdown in terms of the area of each room at Zyon Grand. So this is at first glance. Personally, I think that the study in Promenade Peak seems a bit bigger, so that could be where the additional size have gone to. Another thing is, if you want a larger master bedroom, then Promenade Peak provides you with the option to take down the study, combine it as like a walk-in wardrobe. And a plus point, you like ventilation for your bathroom. It is very rare to find a one-bedroom bathroom with a window for ventilation. On top of that, of course, like what Christine mentioned, there is no balcony at Zyon Grand. But if you're someone who has green fingers, you want to do a little bit of plants, growing plants and flowers, then a balcony will definitely work better for you.
Next, let's take a look at the 2-bedroom, which is at 538 square feet over at Zyon Grand. So Zyon Grand offers 2 proper bedrooms and 1 bathroom over here. It's a galley kitchen. And of course, with the 2-bedroom itself, one is a master bedroom, the other bedroom you can use for your office or for your guest room. Okay, and then one thing to note, there is also no balcony over here. There's also a dumbbell layout. While maybe you may want to stay on one room and you may want to also rent out the other room, is also possible as well. So this gives you more flexibility over at Zyon Grand.
So in Promenade Peak at a similar size, actually what you can get is basically a 1+ study only. Now, one good thing about Promenade Peak 1+ study is that if you are someone who likes to host, you want a balcony, you can extend it out, build a zip track, you have a much larger area to host. The only thing is, of course, then you don't have that second bedroom. So if you want a proper second bedroom, then Zyon Grand may be the choice, given that the size are close. Maybe the price would be pretty close as well.
And for the bigger 2-bedroom premium, at Zyon Grand, you have the 646 square feet. Very similar to Promenade Peak, but the difference that you'll notice over here is that for Zyon Grand, as you step in from the main door, you have a little short walkway with a DV box and a storage area before you hit the kitchen area. And from the kitchen to the dining wall, you actually have a wider space area for your kitchen prep, for your dining area. So this seems to give a very good sense in terms for your living dining area. But of course, from here, 2-bedroom premium onwards, you actually get the balcony over at the Zyon Grand. And this offers you a 2-bed, 2-bath.
So Promenade Peak, the living and dining is right side by side. So I think it's more of a personal preference because size-wise it's very similar. And of course, what is available. If you want something on a very high floor, then definitely Zyon Grand will offer you that option. Yeah, but other than that, I think there are many very, very minor differences for this layout. And if we move on to the next layout, the two premium at Zyon Grand and the 2+ study at Promenade Peak, we can see that once you enter both, actually, the first look is that you will see the study right there at the entrance. Just that for me personally, I think Promenade Peak, there's a bit more privacy because once you enter, you got to make a turn before you see the study.
And then for Zyon Grand 2-bedroom premium plus study, it's also a show unit. This is gives you a very more squarish traditional layout. So when you enter from the main door, you have the study in one corner, and then you have the kitchen on the other side. You'll notice that the kitchen is actually placed in this L-shaped style to give you a very open kitchen concept towards the dining area. This gives you, it also comes with a 2-bathroom, 2 bedrooms, and then there's a balcony. So all a very squarish area. But you'll notice that there's also no window ventilation over at this 2-bathroom.
So at Promenade Peak, one thing you will see is that in terms of the kitchen, personally, I find that there's more counter space with a layout like that. So, on the opposite side, you have the fridge, the washer dryer side, and then the other side is where the cooking and the washing is. Now, another thing is like what Christine mentioned, Zyon Grand, both bathrooms doesn't have any windows, but for Promenade Peak, actually the master bath comes with a window for ventilation. And of course, the layouts are pretty different. One is a dumbbell layout, which is very efficient in space, but if you're someone who prefers more privacy in your sleeping area, then Promenade Peak at least has got a small corridor before you enter into both bedrooms.
So for Zyon Grand 3-bedroom, the smallest 3-bedroom compact is actually 818 square feet over here. So the next size that we have over here at Zyon Grand is 861 square feet. So let's zoom into the 818 square feet. So when you enter from the main door itself, you also notice that the kitchen is also in one side, it's a galley style, and then you also have a wider kitchen dining area. And then walking into the corridor, you have bedroom 2, and then you have the master bedroom on one side and bedroom 3 on the other side. Of course, some people, they will prefer to have this kind of layout. One thing is, if you want a bigger master bedroom, you can actually combine master bedroom as well as bedroom 3 by shifting the door into the middle, and you can actually create one room as your walk-in wardrobe and then the other room as your bedroom, or you want to convert the other one as your office area and while keeping the other one as your master bedroom.
So if you look at the slightly larger 3-bedroom deluxe, which is the 861 square feet, I think think the main difference comes in the kitchen where it's enclosed. There's a window as well at the kitchen. Of course, there's no flexibility in terms of so-called combining bedrooms in this layout, but I think that this layout will work for smaller families or upgraders where you need each bedroom for your children and you cook often. So the 861 square feet, I think, will cater more towards upgraders, maybe smaller families.
That's true.
Yeah, and once again, if you really look at both the floor plans, both bathroom has got windows of ventilation, but do note only the 3-bedroom deluxe, the common bath, comes with a window.
So for the bigger 3-bedroom premium plus study over at Zyon Grand, from the 861 square feet, it will jump all the way up to 1055 square feet. So one look at it, it is very squarish. It also comes with a home shelter over at the 3-bedroom premium with an enclosed kitchen when you step in from the main entrance. There's also a WC tub over at the kitchen as well. So when you enter into the living dining area, you have the bedroom 3 at one corner and then 2 bedrooms on the other side. So one of the key feature at Zyon Grand for 3-bedroom premium plus study is that the balcony itself actually spans across the living plus the study area. Usually if you see such layout like this, we'll probably see living and kitchen, but for here, the developer, the architect actually comes with a living and study area that leads over to the balcony. So if you're someone who actually works from home very often, while you actually work in your study area, you can actually step out into the balcony, look into the beautiful views, and just relax before you head back to work as well. Yeah, so I think this is really comfortable. Or of course, if you want to really expand your living area, the study area, you can definitely remove it, expand your living area, and it gives you a very squarish space here. Okay. And then on the other bedroom 2, where the bedroom 2 and the master bedroom is, these are the other 2 bathroom, and it comes ventilated.
With windows.
With windows, yes, of course.
Okay, so moving over to Promenade Peak, this is their smallest 3-bedroom unit. So it starts from 1033 square feet. Now, one glance, you definitely can see the huge difference is actually in the corridor area that's leading to the bedrooms. So definitely for those that you want your bedroom and your social area to be segregated, then Promenade Peak is probably your choice. Okay, the balcony here is a bit more squarish, and one unique thing about the balcony is that from the kitchen, there's actually a window opening up to the balcony. So it feels like maybe you're in a cafe, you can get your order through the small window. Another one that's a bit different is that for Promenade Peak, once you go in, you will see the living area. Now, a lot of the layout today, once you enter the house, you actually see the kitchen first. So this is slightly different. It may feel a bit more welcoming because once you enter, it's your nice living and dining area.
And actually for Promenade Peak, there's also a larger, where the DB and the storage area is. So this will definitely allow you to store more things or your shoes over at the Promenade Peak.
Yeah, and what's missing at Promenade Peak is the additional WC. So if you're a family with a helper, maybe the WC will be important to you. Another thing to point out is that in terms of ventilation, as mentioned, Zyon Grand, both the toilets are ventilated. Even the WC has got a window opening. But for Promenade Peak, actually the common bathroom doesn't have any window for ventilation.
So let's compare apple to apple in terms of the size. So both Zyon Grand and Promenade Peak, they have the 1076 square feet. So what is the difference? So looking at Zyon Grand, is this 107 square feet is what I've mentioned earlier. The balcony actually spans across the living as well as the study area, and it's a dumbbell layout with bedroom 3 on one side, master bedroom, and bedroom 2 on the other side. Okay, and then you also have the enclosed kitchen as well as the WC, and it comes with a window in the kitchen area.
So for Promenade Peak, the main difference will be where the kitchen is. The kitchen is actually directly behind the living, and there is a window that leads out to the balcony. Other than that, once you enter, actually you see a dining area. The living area is a bit special, I would say, because you can kind of segregate into 2 areas. Maybe one, a small lounge area, you can put your massage chair there, and then you can chill there, and then further up you put your maybe L-shaped sofa where your family can gather and watch TV together. Then in terms of the bedrooms, they're all tucked in one corner. So like I say, if you prefer your social and your sleeping area to be separate, then Promenade Peak will actually provide you with that separation. There is 2 bathrooms at Promenade Peak. No WC, similarly no WC, but in Zyon Grand you can see that there's actually a WC over there. Going to the bigger premium units at both the developments. Comparing
the 4-bedroom at Zyon Grand, the smaller size offers with a private lift is actually a 1421 square feet. So if you zoom into entering from the private lift area, what greets you at the Zyon Grand is actually the dry kitchen area. It's actually provided by the developer before you have the wet kitchen, enclosed wet kitchen, and then it goes into utility, and then you have the yard and the WC in the area. So the one nice thing about Zyon Grand 4-bedroom unit is that you have the living dining area, which spans across the balcony area. So there's a lot of lights that comes through into the house, and you have the junior master bedroom tucked in one corner and the other 3 bedrooms on the other side. So you notice that the master bathroom comes with a walk-in wardrobe, and then you have of course ventilation over at both of the bathrooms as well.
If you look at Promenade Peak, once you come out of the private lift lobby, actually what you see is a very wide area of the living and the dining towards the balcony as well. So once you actually come out of the lift, what you see is probably a very good unblocked view. And looking to the kitchen side, if you compare the kitchen, Promenade Peak basically has I would say a more spacious kitchen. It is very squarish. It feels like you have a lot more space with an island right in the middle. The yard area is also bigger compared to Zyon Grand. So this layout at Promenade Peak is actually what you see at the show flat. So when you enter the show flat, it's actually very impressive, and a lot of our clients, when they go in, they are really wowed by the space that's given at the 4-bedroom at Promenade Peak. Now the next difference, if we look towards the master bathroom, will be that Promenade Peak actually puts in a bathtub for you. So this is definitely a luxurious lifestyle living for those looking for it. There is also a walk-in wardrobe, and all the bedrooms are tucked at one side. So unlike Zyon Grand, where the junior master is on the other end of the house, for Promenade Peak, all the rooms are actually more or less together at one side of the house. If you are keen to actually find out the difference between the layout of the 1421 square feet at Zyon Grand and 1421 square feet at Promenade Peak, you can DM us and we will share with you more details on the differences between the two layouts.
Okay. So we also zoom into the 4-bedroom Supreme, which is a slightly bigger size over at the Zyon Grand, which is the 1518 square feet. So this also comes with the private lift. So the difference over here that you can see is that the dry kitchen area, so there's actually the countertop space over there. You can put your coffee bar. Of course, on the 1421 square feet, you also have that as well. The other difference that you'll see over here is that for this Supreme layout, for the master bath, it actually offers you a his and her sink, and then there's a bathtub over here. Okay, you also get to have the walk-in wardrobe over at the Supreme layout 4-bedroom at Zyon Grand.
So overall, I would think that in terms of the larger layout, the layout of the kitchen is also slightly different, where the position of the utility and the yard. So for the Supreme unit, the yard is bigger. It is more segregated from the kitchen itself. Whereas if you look at the premium layout, it seems like the yard is a bit overlapping into the kitchen area. Other than that, I think differences would be, maybe if you want a more spacious area, then definitely the premium will work better for the family lah.
If you want a more premium bathroom over at the master bathroom, check out the 4-bedroom Supreme, which will be the show unit over at Zyon Grand.
Yes.
We also have the 5-bedroom over at Zyon Grand. But if you want to find out more about the 5-bedroom layout at Zyon Grand, which is really very luxurious, do DM us for more details.
Next up, let's move into the dollar and cents for Zyon Grand. And I think that's very important because if you're looking to buy a property, you have to look at the financials. At this moment of filming, we do not have the exact cost yet. There's no indicative price from developer as well. So what we have done, and disclaim again, is that we did a guesstimate. It's just our guess on what may be the launch price for Zyon Grand. So please do not quote us until the actual developers' prices are out. You can DM us so that we can keep you updated once the prices are out. Okay, so let's have a look at Promenade Peak first. Now, these are the units that are still available as at 16th of September. So if you look at it, the one-bedder is starting from about 1.4, 2-bedroom premium. They don't have a 2-bed, 1-bath. So the next jump is the 2-bedroom premium, which is from 657 square feet. We said about 1.87. Then comes the 2-bedroom study, about 2.13. For the 1 to 2-bedroom, the PSF at this moment now of what is available, the lowest per square feet is about 2,700 plus. And then moving on to the 3-bedroom, the 1033 square feet, we are looking at about 2.8 million onwards, 2.83 something. Okay, now if I just go over to Zyon and just based on our guess, disclaimer once again, is our guess, because the 1-bedroom plus study is smaller than what is at Promenade Peak at 474 square feet, the dollar per square feet may be a bit higher, because when we look at the overall price quantum, at 474 square feet, even at 2008 per square feet, it starts from 1.3 over million. So that is still lower than what is available at Promenade Peak. So for those that is looking to invest, a bit price sensitive, they may consider Zyon Grand since it's maybe about 100 over K lower. Okay, moving on to the 2+1 bath at 538 square feet, even at 2,008 per square feet, it could come in at about 1.5 over million. So getting a 2-bedroom at 1.5 over million is, I think, still a steal because it's right in, the central area. And if you look at the 2-bedroom premium, if we price it similarly at 2,700 over per square feet, it will come in slightly cheaper compared to Promenade Peak because of the smaller size. So all in all, it really depends on how the developer wants to price, how competitive. Of course, very importantly, is also what is still available in the market. That is the information that you will probably want, and we will give it to you if you DM us.
And looking at the 3-bedroom over at the Promenade Peak, so like what Vera has mentioned, it starts, the bigger unit size is actually 1,033 square feet, but for Zyon Grand, the compact 3-bedroom unit starts from 818 square feet. It can potentially, maybe, based on our guesstimate, starting from about 2007 over PSF, could be around 2.2 range onwards. And Promenade Peak currently is also starting from PSF, is about 2007 onwards as well. Okay, it can really ranges to 3-bedroom premium to about 2.8, potentially even below 3 million for the 818 square feet and the 861 square feet over at Zyon Grand, which can be quite a steal for a 3-bedroom unit over at this location. Okay, so the bigger unit, we have the 4-bedroom, can easily start from 3.8 million, and Promenade Peak is already starting from about 4.47 as of now, and 5 bedrooms is about 6 million over for Promenade Peak at the similar size.
Yeah, so if you notice, actually for the 3 premium and the 4-bedroom at Zyon Grand, because unlike Promenade Peak where they start from the 44 story, so you can see that at Promenade Peak the per square feet is over $3,000 because of the level they are at. But if you go to Zyon Grand, over the elevation chart, we have shown you that actually the 3 premium, the 4-bedroom, actually they starts from low floor as well. So with that, it is possible that the dollar per square feet will fall below $3,000. Yeah. So that being said, if you look at a 3-bedroom premium, actually it could almost be $1 million difference due to the floor level. Of course, Promenade Peak being slightly bigger, but I do see some opportunities here depending on the unit type that you are looking at. So then, other than that, of course, the 5-bedroom, because both of them are starting at a higher floor, over 40 stories, we also price the per square feet pretty close. We will have to see how all this pan out, how the prices will pan out when the developer send it to us. Yeah.
Of course, that's it. As we mentioned earlier, even for Promenade Peak, the 3-bedroom unit as well as the 4-bedroom units, that's really quite a number of units is also sold. If you are looking to want to really compare these two projects, do DM us so that we can actually share with you what is available in the current market.
And whether you should continue waiting for Zyon Grand or maybe you want to strategize again. So we will be happy to share with you more on that. Yeah. Next, we want to look at the comparative market analysis of similar properties in the area, so we have an understanding of how property prices are doing over there. So similarly, in our last video, actually, we have done analysis, for 1-bedroom, all the bedroom types basically, like in this case, 1-bedroom all the way to 5-bedroom. But we're not going to touch on all of it. What we want to do is maybe we just zoom into one, share the analysis of this property with you. And if you want more in-depth research of all the other property types, just look for us and we will share with you. So let's have a look at the 2-bedroom units in the Great Wall MRT, Havelock MRT area. In the previous video, actually, we have shared with you why we zoom into certain developments which are of the closest comparison. So if you want to understand why, you can refer back to our River Green versus Promenade video. But in this case, actually, we see Well Hills and the Riviera as a closer comparison. Okay, both are 99 years leasehold, so same, River Green, Promenade Peak, and Zyon Grand. They are of similar lease. If you look at Well Hills, actually, it's not exactly near the MRT. It's not as accessible to the MRT as compared to the 3 launches that there is the 3 brand new launches. So for Well Hill, actually, average dollar per square feet, they are already transacting at 2009. And in terms of pricing, it ranges from 1.54 million to 2.23 million already. So with this kind of pricing, actually, the new launches will appear very attractive, because if you look at River Green, there are still units that's below 1.8 million. Promenade Peak, there are still units below 1.9 million. So comparatively to what is asking at Well Hills and being not as accessible, I think the new launches actually are very attractive in a sense.
If you want to really have a more detailed analysis comparing all the various different unit types, or the unit types that you are looking into, for example 3 or the 4-bedroom in this location, do DM us so that we can actually share more details with you. So last but not least, let's take a look at the summary. at the Zyon Grand. So for Zyon Grand, it's jointly developed by renowned developers, CTL and Mitsui Fudosan Group, in collaboration with the world-class architects, which is Nikan Seki, as well as the ADTP architects. For Promenade Peak, it's developed by All Green Properties, and you're very familiar with Great Wall. They are also the developers for Great Wall.
In terms of access to MRT, of course, Zyon Grand being a mixed development, it also has got direct access to Havelock MRT. So rain or shine, it doesn't really matter. For Promenade Peak, it is not directly accessible, but actually it's within short 5-minute walks. Yeah, to 5-minute walk to either Havelock or Great Wall MRT. So in terms of accessibility to the MRT, I think they are pretty comparable. Yeah.
Agree. Okay. So for Zyon Grand, it has 2 blocks of 62 story high, and they are mainly the north-south direction. The either faces the orchard area or towards the southern sea, the southern side views.
For Promenade Peak, the unit actually faces all 4 directions. Because it is one tower, there are actually 11 units on each level. So various units will face differently. So north, south, east, west, providing also more choices for buyers who prefer certain facing. Yeah. And then moving on, Promenade Peak is actually a very iconic tower. It has got the highest infinity sky pool. There are multi-level upscale facilities. So
which you like, right?
yeah, I actually mentioned in the previous video on what kind of facilities they have and how it differs.
Those are ones the trains for high rocks.
You can maybe look at Promenade Peak. But if you look at Zyon Grand, I think not too bad as well.
We have a mixed development. We have a Zyon Galleria. We have the F&B restaurants over there. We also have the supermarket. There's also the childhood development center right here as well. So for buyers who are looking for more innovative and premium, Zyon Grand could possibly offer you, with all these provisions, with a more efficient layout.
Yeah, and for Promenade Peak, I think we have mentioned this before as well, that actually it appeals more to the luxurious seekers who actually prioritize lifestyles and with very curated premium facilities.
So that's it for today. Thank you for being with us throughout all this video. Once again, if you like what you see and you like what we share, please hit the subscribe button and DM us if you have any questions.
And see you in the next video.
Bye.
Okay, let's go.